Okay, this is my sloppy workbench. Everything I have is a sloppy mess. Okay, this is an extended range, not range, depth field housing. I've added 8 millimeters, 4 here and 4 here, so I could clear the standoffs that are used to align the housing to the frame. Those little pins stick in, but in between them I could put the magnet. So I've actually lowered the magnet on this side, raised it on this side, so that I can have a larger magnet. The larger magnets aren't here, but this is what I have. This is a 13 by 5 by 3, I think, millimeters, and I'm getting a 15 by 8 by 5, so much bigger magnets are on order. And this is an example of what this is like, the big block version of the Rosa. And my system is just plugged in. I got 1.2 amps and 2 volts just sitting here, and it won't start. Oh, I lied. It will start. But if I stop it, there, it won't start. Now, if I crank this up, well, it's supposed to. There. It needs about 2 amps to kickstart itself. 1.5 to 2. But once it's running, 1.5 it looks like. Because it shuts off at 7. You see that 6? It shut off. Now I'm going to crank it up. 1.9. There's 2. There's 2.2, 2.3. About 2.3 amps at 6 volts. Now if I take it up to let's say 7. It shuts off at 4 and it turns back on at 1.58. So 1.58 of 6-7 volts is what it needs to start. And I'm not sure I can stop it. I don't know that I want to try, which would tell me it would have excellent low-speed power. Now it's pretty smooth. My smokehouse is loose. That's causing some vibration and some noise. But take it, there's 7 volts. You can see it over there. There's 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's, I'm trying to crank it down. There's 17 volts. 17 volts is doing 0.7 amps, and I don't think you could stop this motor. I really don't. And it's pretty dang smooth, I think. So I'm pretty convinced I'm onto something here, because this is such a nice package. It's contained. There's nothing sticking up like on the fields, you know. And it gives me a platform. I've already got the design. I'm going to flatten this out so that I can add my pieces here for the engines that were reverse in boiler, because they need a chuff gear, a puff and chuff gear. So I can bring this out. That spacing is what I need. I already added it, you see, when I added for the magnets. So if you can look down in there, if I can use a pointer maybe, you can see I've put in a brass sleeve right there. You see it? It's just a sleeve, and look, I got more room. I need to put more spacers in there. But that is all I need to put in a worm gear that would stick up, and then this would hang. That gear's gone. Oops, sorry, that gear's gone. This would be flat. A worm gear would stick up, and then another gear, something like this, would be sitting in here like that, and it would be driven, and that would give me my 4 pulses per revolution that I don't have with the chassis that have the reverse unit. You don't have any room for the smoke, and you don't have any room for that gear. So with those, what I have to do is I have to do my 3D printed smoke, and I have to invent some kind of a gear that I can get my pulses off of. So now what I can do is I can get rid of this can motor, I can put in my big motor. I got to mold, I got to put this framing on top of my spacer, replace this spacer, print all this out, so it'll be a wide spacer with this framing on top, and then my gearing. And I'm going to make my worm on this shaft to drive this. I'm going to make it out of brass. I'm hoping I found someone who can do that. And then I'll have a counterweight, which is kind of nice, and the gear all in one. Plus, it's DC, takes AC to DC, and it's super magnets, so it's strong like bull. That's my hope. That's where I'm going. I don't know if I can get there today, but I can get a lot done, and I intend to try. And meanwhile, we're printing a new engine, the Snowpiercer. Oh my God, it's the biggest thing I've ever printed, and it's been going on almost 20 hours. Oh God, it's so exciting. I can't wait. It should be done about 4 o'clock today. And this is very rough. This is in fast mode, not detail mode. So it'll have holes and porosity and all that. All I'm doing now is trying to get the sizing for a chassis. Can I even build a chassis for this thing? Oh, that's not me. That's my board. I thought I was falling out of my chair. Okay, that's it. That's what I'm doing. I'm running this baby. It's not hot at all. It's doing just fine. It's bouncing around. Well, it is a little warm. I think it's warm because it's bouncing so much. And I need to put more shims. That's got to be done accurately. This is, I don't even know if this will run. Well, it runs. Okay, so now let's do it. Let's do it correctly. Engineer it. Okay, that's where I'm at. This will be all done in red. Every one of them will be red. And we're going to call it the Rosa DC motor. And it will use flyer armature, wherever that is, somewhere out there. Yeah, flyer armature, flyer brushes and springs. I'm excited, so excited. Okay, gotta go. Take care, bye.